Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Holywell Show. The show that we showcase up-and-coming artists from the creative scene and beyond. Our show is part of Holywell Collective, one of London's rising creative communities. This is Andreas Argyrou, and I'm your host. So, sit tight, because this is a time to welcome our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pimms Brooke.
Endangered and bound, follow the instincts. You're lost in the crowd, trying to be human. Get lost in all emotion, fighting to be free. These moves are not easy. I try, oh I try. It's like bullets to my head. Should I fight or just regret or try? Try, oh I try. Got this fire in my mind. Should I run or just subside or try? Imaginative state of mind.
Pimms Brooke, ladies and gentlemen.
Pimms Brooke, babe.
What did I say?
You said Pimms Brooks.
You know,
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Grab a Katie. Let's have a drink.
Okay, which one should I have? Which one's the best one?
For me, I love the middle one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try this.
Go on.
Okay, oh, it looks nice. Ooh.
No, it's good. So, the reason we're laughing is because literally we practiced how to say the name because, yeah, okay, I messed up.
Well, I feel even better now. This
Cheers.
smells amazing. Cheers, my lovely.
Hey.
Oh, that's lovely.
I try, oh I try.
So I wrote the song, I would say about 6 years ago.
Ooh.
And I only released it 2 years ago. It was kind of, my friend just gave me the track and I just decided to write to it because I just really liked the vibe and the feel. And it was all about, I was living in the UAE in Dubai at the time, and I'd been there I think probably about 4 or 5 years. And I was kind of at that point where I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to be there anymore. I kind of wanted to come back to London. So I kind of felt like writing this song about pretty much escaping from the place. I kind of felt a bit captivated and I just kind of like let it all out into a song, you know?
I'm thinking of it because for me, if somebody would ask me about that, I would say that this is a breakup song and because I felt that, but because obviously I don't know the story, but I don't know, this is a totally different story.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I mean, that's why I tried to write it and be as transparent as possible because I knew what it meant to me, but I wanted it to mean other things to other people. So, I mean, you could say that it's a breakup song because technically I broke up with Dubai, so, you know.
I want to learn a little bit more about you. We know you're an independent artist here now in London, and I know that you thrived in Dubai as well.
Mm-hmm. So I obviously went over to Dubai in 2015, and it was kind of like, I always say in any interview that I found my musical wings in the UAE, because that's kind of where I kind of reinvented myself, got my stage name. It was just like, yes, it's time now, let's do it. We're in a different country, we're somewhere different. It's, nobody knows me. Yeah. Let's go and just completely absorb and enjoy exactly what it is I want to do in the music industry. So I just began over there, started writing, I started recording, I was working in some really high-end venues, like The Act. Have you heard of The Box in London?
Okay,
So it's the same franchise as The Box, but it's The Act in Dubai. So they took me on as their chanteuse. I was there for 1.5 years, and that kind of built my name up in the UAE. And that's how I got my name out. And I just carried on performing, and then I did Formula One, which was amazing. And it was really random, and I know what specific show that you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the three very big names that I'm mentioning in some of my interviews.
No, I mean, I've been reading these and I was like, ooh.
So I basically, I don't know if you know an artist, her name is Natalie Imbruglia. And she was meant to go and do this show in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And it was for Saudi Gulf Federation, huge event that happens over in Saudi. And she unfortunately couldn't make it to the event.
Oh.
So they called me. And I was just like, really? Like Natalie Imbruglia, Pimms Brooke, are we? And I thought, okay, that's okay, I'm not going to say no to that. So yeah, I basically got invited. I got scooted off on a nice business class flight. Thank you very much. Which was, I'm not even going to lie, was awesome.
Bougie story. Yeah?
It's a bit of a bougie story. And then yeah, I was performing on the private boat. So there was a main stage where you had Mariah Carey, Tiesto, and Sean Paul. They were performing, and I was performing on the boat, and it was an amazing event. It was like I was just treated beautifully. The show was amazing, and it was very VVIP. It was probably one of my favourite top 3 shows that I've done in my life so far. And I love those spontaneous shows, because you never know who's watching. And this gentleman that actually asked me to come and perform at this event, he saw me performing in a venue with my guitarist one night.
Also, I wanted to ask you, like, I mentioned earlier you're an independent artist, so you know everything you mentioned is things that you managed to get and you're working on it. I wanted to ask you, like, can you give me more like the struggles of it, or, you know, the benefits or the...
I mean, the benefits, obviously, being an independent artist is obviously, you know, all your royalties go to you. That's one of the plus points.
Yeah, okay, that.
But, I mean, having a label, yes, it's great to an extent, because you're basically getting an advance for your music. So any music that you make, any videos or marketing, things like that, they will obviously advance you and pay for all of that. But believe me when I tell you, like, a lot of people have been out there and they've been like, oh yeah, I'm getting all these cars and I'm getting chauffeured. You're going to have to end up paying for that in the end.
Yes.
Because your label's going to want the money back on your royalties. So, I mean, to be honest, I'm very happy being an independent artist. Anyone out there that wants to be with a label, absolutely fine. Just make sure you read your fine print. That's all I'm going to say. Contracts are so important. Just get lawyers to read over it, because I got myself in a sticky spot with a label in America. Ooh. And I had to make sure that my contract was completely squeaky clean before I signed anything. You know, you have to be really, really careful, and just be very cautious out there if you want to be with a label. But plus points of being an independent artist is that, as I said, your royalties are yours. You know, there's distribution companies out there that take on independent artists. You can produce your songs, get them out yourself. You know, have your own video content, have your own creative control,
yes, yeah,
which is the perfect point. Do you know what I mean? The best thing about it, yeah.
I keep on looking on the bright side. I know it'll be alright. The way you looked at me last night tells me it'll be just fine. My friends keep saying that I'm crazy. I haven't got a clue. The only answer you're giving me is, baby, I love you. They say I can't get enough of what you do to me, baby. I just can't get you up. There's something that you do to me. I'm not giving up. I'm not losing you. I'm not giving up. I'm not losing you. I'm not giving up. Oh no, 'cause I won't do what they want me to. I'm not giving up. I'm not losing you. I'm not giving up. I'm not losing you. I'm not giving up. Oh no, 'cause I won't do what they want me to.
Ooh, that's nice. And you told me earlier that was your debut song. Okay, that was beautiful. But I want to ask you, what's happening now? What's up?
So what's happening now? I am in writing process for a new album.
Yeah.
A new album. I think it's time. Everyone has been banging on at me about new music because I haven't actually dropped any new music for, I think now it's got to be getting on nearly 2 years. Reason being is I had, as I like to say, I had a lot of life admin things to sort out.
Yeah.
Coming back from the UAE, moving back to London, obviously then we had obviously a horrible pandemic, so yeah, just finding my feet, getting grounded again, because that's the whole creative process as an artist. You need to be in the right mindset and the right mind frame. And as you know, people do have their ways and of kind of like getting themselves prepared to write an album. So I just needed to be in the right mindset and the right time, and I know now it's the right time for me. And I know, because I know when you put things out in the universe and you say, right, okay, now I'm ready for it, things start coming to you and things are coming. So I'm like, right, you know what, I'm good now. I'm going to write this album and I'm in the middle of writing it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process, and it's a lot of things that have happened. It's like anything, it's like writing a book. You have to have material to give to people. I can't just write something because people want to hear new music, because what's the point in doing that? I want it to have substance and grip. Do you know what I mean? So it's like now I've had that time to kind of like absorb and take in everything that's been going on. I'm like, I'm going to put it onto paper now, and then I'm going to put it out.
Is it your favorite part of the process of a song, the writing part, or you prefer more the production?
To be honest, I actually love the whole process. My most favourite part, to be honest, is getting in the studio with the producer. That's the funnest part, like the actual being in there, writing, and you're working on the track, and you're like, oh, that sounds good, or that's like, you've got another writer with you. It's so much fun. Then you're recording, you're doing take after take. You're like, yeah, that was the bag, that was the take. Do you know what I mean? Those are the greatest parts of the recording processes and all that. But the aftermath, obviously, the glitz and glam of it, when you do the distribution, you do the marketing, and then you pitch to magazines, and you go and have a nice fresh photo shoot done. All of that is so exciting, and then you're doing shows and people are listening to your new music. That is the whole process is so much fun, to be honest.
You're so right. I didn't thought about it like that, but actually every part of what you mentioned has its glory, because at the end of the day, the gig is the last part that you see actually the reaction of people of your words, of your music, of your feelings, and
closing the deal.
Hey.
It's closing the deal, and then you're screwed if no one likes it.
I wanted to ask you, you're performing, and this is part of your job, but I wanted to ask you, is any crazy stories happening in any of your performance or gigs that you want to share with me? Oh my God, this laugh. It's getting serious.
Okay, so anything crazy that happened on one of my gigs. So there was once I was performing, it was an outside festival in JBR in Dubai, and I had me and my saxophonist, and we were performing. And I actually, at the time, had a guy there that I was kind of starting to date, and he was filming me. I was like, make sure you get some shots of me performing, So he was filming on one side. So I started singing, what song was it? Killing Me Softly by the Fugees. So I was singing that, and as I was walking, 'cause obviously the stage was here, and then you had 2 steps that went down like that, so you could obviously walk out into the audience, right? So I was walking along, and as I walked, I went along the end of the step, I went, and there he was, this young... Literally stacked it straight onto the floor. No, it was funny. I didn't hurt myself.
Ah, okay.
It was funny. My foot just went wiggle, wiggle, bang, straight onto the floor. And without no word of a lie, I got straight back up again, and I went to everyone, if you got that, tag me in it, yeah?
And there he was, this young boy, a stranger to my eyes, oh my God. If you got that, tag me in it, yeah? Singing my life.
I wanted to ask you one more question. As a female in the industry, do you have any stories or any Any particular, struggles that you maybe faced?
So, I mean, I think generally being a female artist, there's always a struggle in that because it's a very male-dominated industry, as we know. I've had some experiences where I've obviously worked with male producers and the intentions have not been to release music. So that has been a challenge in itself, and I've had obviously time and creative time wasted from obviously working with some male producers. Not all of them are like that, some of them, we're in this industry. So those were some struggles, and I think obviously like music lineups, things like that, it's always very male dominated. But I do think that the time of the place that we're in the music industry at the moment, it's becoming a lot more female run. Like we have a lot more female producers, we have a lot more female executives, women in the industry getting bigger roles, things like that, which is great. And it's even in the acting industry, the same thing. There's women getting bigger roles, which is great. The only thing I will say, obviously, like women out there that are sensitive and that want to really become something successful, just be really wary of things like that out there, because there are unfortunately people out there with not good intentions, and they are going to waste your time, and people will waste your time. We get yeses and nos all the time in this industry, doors put in our face, but you know what, there's always a window, right? So I think it's just to take on a positive aspect. I started working with a lot of female producers, and I worked with an amazing one a couple of years ago that remixed my track Try that we listened to earlier. And she was a female producer, Laura Alice, amazing. And we smashed it on this track. It got played on One Extra, and even a lot of my garage heads loved it. They were like, this is a banger, do you know what I'm saying to you? So it's just all about finding the right team. It doesn't even have to just be female, it can be male as well. It's just finding your right team that actually have your best intentions at heart, and just to make sure that you're completely and utterly just focused on what you want, and making sure that obviously there isn't people out there wasting your time.
Yeah, I was like, it's part of the game.
Of course.
I have to say thank you so much for sharing this, because it's actually things that, we have to speak about and we have to share, because, it takes some power as well to do that. Thank you so much, first of all, as well, for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. I've loved it. It's been so nice to watch me.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Holywell Show. If you had a great time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of our future videos. Show your love by smashing that like button and by leaving a comment. Thank you to our incredible sponsors for making all this possible. See you in the next one.